Torey Eisenman with Benchmark Real Estate Group, and today this is an amazing day because we have two exceptional professionals here to help us guide us through life a little bit. Monte Drenner with MTC Counseling and Nancy Cummings with Cummings Collaborative. And I am so excited that you're both here because there's so many different things as business people that we face that are stressful, right? And I think what you guys do really complements each other. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about work situations, right? You work in corporate America in a high-level management position, or you're a sole entrepreneur, and you're faced with all these stressful situations every day, whether it's, let's just talk sales. Let's talk sales today and having to meet numbers and close deals. You know, we listened to somebody last week talk about they had 5 deals that were supposed to close and they all blew up, right? We have good weeks, we have bad weeks. My concerns are the bad weeks, right? So the good weeks, we're all on this high, we're flying high, but all of a sudden we crash and burn, and it happens. I don't care who you are, there's no perfect world in sales. What do you do in that crash and burn? How do you deal with that?
Would you like to go?
You go first.
Okay. Well, one is the approach that I take is that every successful person and everybody that I see as successful at some level has to be able to go from despair, when, you know, the week that you talked about, to back to determination. And so when I see them, I just walk them through the steps on how to be able to get back in the game.
So I can have those steps, but executing on those steps. So I equate it to like going to a seminar, right? I go to this seminar and I'm hyped up, I'm so excited, I learned something new. And then I get home, I don't know how to do it, and I'm frustrated, and I feel like I wasted my money.
Right. But everybody that's successful has already done it. And see, so what I do is I identify other difficult times that they've gone through, and we paint that picture of how bad it was, and then I said, but you came out, and how did you come out? And most people don't look back on how they've retraced their steps, you know. So all I do is identify their recipe. I don't know what their recipe is. That's what I call it, how they are able to get back in the game, and identify those steps, and then we just take that recipe and now we apply it to this situation.
And I think that's a great segue because Nancy, you help people with their mission statements and really how to execute on that mission statement. Because I think when we're in these stressful situations, we kind of forget our purpose, right? We're like so sucked into the, oh my gosh, I'm not getting to where I wanted to be. We forget why we started to begin with.
Absolutely. And so one of the fun things, you know, there's a cool synergy between Monte and I, and what I love to do working with the businesses and organizations, it's a very much a team approach. And so there has to be strategy, there has to be process, and you always have to be following the roadmap. And it is very easy for a business or a person to go astray, and oftentimes that is when they start running amok or things feel like they're on fire. And we all will miss a deadline. We all will miss a quota. We will all miss a mark.
Right.
And so when we all come to the table and exist with that reality, and we collaborate and we support and empower each other, knowing, okay, so the fun thing about team is that there can be a misstep, there can be just a moment that doesn't work. But collectively as a team, how do we then come around, support each other, stay on track, remaining true to mission, vision, and values, and keep walking forward. So one of the fun things I love is the synergy of the team, the synergy of the collective whole, and how can everyone walk it together, knowing that there might be a moment where one person, and I don't like the phrase doesn't hit the mark, but where that one person, for some reason, it just doesn't happen.
Well, I like that approach, and what I do in situations like that, I use a football illustration. So when a football team fumbles, they don't jump on the guy that fumbled. They jump on the ball. You see, and then once we recover the ball, then we go back and evaluate, okay, why did we fumble?
But I think that's a fantastic point because think about team environments. I didn't always feel like I was part of the team. Right? I felt like sometimes I was an outlier because my goals and my approach were very strong and to move forward, and maybe everybody else wasn't like that. So when you're in that situation, how do you use that collaboration approach, and how do you consciously be aware of what's happening so that you can help bring people up and not push them down.
Well, this is where we work together, and see, I would work with that individual on why they feel not a part of the team. Maybe it's something they're projecting upon everybody else, or there might be some conflict or whatever. So I work it on an individual basis, but I love what Nancy does as she collaborates with the people that she talks to.
And that's where having the ability to work with the teams, and especially leadership. So a huge part of what I do is leadership culture. And what is it that might be creating that moment where a person doesn't feel part of the team? Is there something that was shared or accidentally expressed that may have created that moment or a disconnect? And so as a team, we want everyone to feel a part because we are stronger together.
Right.
And when we allow and embrace differences, yet continue to move forward boldly and confidently towards the direction of those goals, that's where all the cool stuff happens. That's where the magic happens.
Right, and that's what I do is I help people to deal with their frustration about the culture, and then Nancy comes in and helps them to change the culture.
Yes.
That's frustrating everybody.
So if I'm in a situation where I think my culture's broken, right? Or I think the culture's great, but I'm not necessarily just fitting in, or I don't know how to assimilate to what's working because I haven't had that experience, how do we reach you guys?
You can reach me at my website, cummingscollaborative.com, or you can call me on my cell, 321-439-2255.
And you can reach me at mtccounseling.com or at 321-663-4517. We'd love to hear from you.
And you can reach out individually,
Yes.
or if you want both of them to be involved and kind of help wherever your business is, they collaborate together.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having us.
Torey.
Yeah.